This is Shane Dyer for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm very happy to be joined by British heavyweight contender Nathan Gorman. First and foremost, how are you, Nathan?
All good, thanks, Shane. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much, mate. Now, we've got plenty to talk about regarding the heavyweight division. A lot's been going on in the last couple of weeks, but let's start with yourself. Last month, you unanimously defeated Richard Lartey.
Yeah.
What were the thoughts on your performance?
I was happy, mate. Considering the time out I've had, and everything going on, what happened and things, it was good. It was good to get back winning ways. That was the main objective. I had a few things I was working on, like the jab and things, because I previously in all my professional fights, I never hardly threw a jab, so it was good to work on a few things and execute a few things what I did. Like I said, I got 10 rounds with a good opponent, a very live opponent. As everyone knows, Lartey doesn't come over to lay down, does he? He comes for a fight. You're in for a fight. And pre-hand, a lot of people was telling me, you fair play to you for taking this fight. He's a dangerous opponent. It is potentially a big banana and get a good win and proceed from there. And that's what we did.
David Haye, after the fight, was very critical of your weight, saying that you could tell that the skills are there, but he thought as if the weight that you came in, you could have got Lartey out of there. Do you agree with what he says?
The thing is, if David would have seen me 10 weeks ago or 12 weeks beforehand, when I was 24 stone, 25 stone, because that's where I came from. I came from losing 5 stone to that weight, and I was still a stone and a half overweight. I've lost another half stone at the minute now, so I've got another stone to go, and we're back to where we normally are. Props if I'd have been 18 stone, props I would have stopped him. But David, the people and David was only seeing on the night what went on. They've never seen behind the closed doors. 10, 12 weeks ago, I lost all the weight, where I had to get myself up and motivated to get where I was, because it's very hard coming from a loss, especially a loss like that, and everything else what went on behind closed doors. It was very hard. So listen, there was some right things he said, and there was also some wrong things he said, but all criticism is all welcome at the end of the day. As long as I keep winning, that's all that matters. I don't care how I look. Obviously, listen, I know the weight wasn't the best performance for me. My boxing weight's around 18 stone, 18 and a half, 18 stone, something like that. That's the weight I've always been. I know for a certain fact I'm never going to be ripped like the Joshuas or the Daniel Dubois. I'm never going to be that. But as long as I'm fit and I've got a good engine, I can do the 12 rounds easy, which I can do. I could be 30 stone and do 12 rounds. Won't look good, mind, but I can do it. That's all that matters, as long as I keep winning. But we're working very, very hard. Like I said, the team around me, what I've got now is a team for me. They've saved my career, to be fair, because without them, I don't think I'd be boxing right now. Well, I wouldn't have been boxing. I'd have probably ended with the Daniel Dubois defeat. But I got back in the gym. I got back motivated, and we're here. We got a good win. I fell back in love with boxing, which is a good thing. It isn't a job no more. It's a passion. And when previously I was walking into the gym and I was like, oh, another day in the gym. And for the past, 4 or 5 months, I've been going to the gym, wanting to go to the gym. I fell back in love with boxing. And I think that's the difference. So I'm very happy. I'm looking forward to the future.
Has this current lockdown that we've been put in again, has that affected your preparations at all?
No, not at all. I'm still training. I'm on my diet. I'm on it, to be honest with you. I'm really on it. I want to ideally, hopefully, get out before Christmas. If not Christmas, I'd imagine it'd be late January or February, I'd imagine, like always. So yeah, the next show available, hopefully. I spoke with Frank. He said the next show available, you're going to get on. So yeah, just preparing. I'm waiting for that, really.
Going back to what David Haye said about after your fight, he also mentioned that he'd like to see you win with someone like Dave Allen next. Now, I know there's a bit of promotional issue there, but then again, Frank and Eddie, we're still awaiting this lunch to sort things out. Do you think that is a reasonable next fight for you?
Yeah, listen, it can happen. Me and Dave's very good friends, but we always say we'll box each other for a good title and obviously the right money. And like you said, Eddie and Frank hopefully going to do that lunch soon. And I would love to be a part of the Queensberry versus Matchroom bill, because it's history making. That I don't think it's happened before, so it'd be great to happen now. Look, all the fights will say you got. I think there was like Tyson obviously versus Joshua, Daniel versus White. You got Chisora versus Joyce, me versus Allen. Loads and loads of good fights there. You know what I mean? That was just a few of them. So hopefully, at least 60% of them can be made. I think at least 60% can be made. So hopefully they sit down together and it'll be an unbelievable show. You know, BT and obviously Sky working together. It'll be very, very good.
Right. If we move on to what else has been happening in the heavyweight division in the last couple of weeks. At the weekend, we saw Alexander Usyk defeat Derek Chisora. Now, regarding Usyk, there was mixed opinions regarding his performance. Is he big enough at heavyweight? Isn't he big enough at heavyweight? What are your thoughts?
Listen, I think he's class, isn't he, Alexander Usyk? He's very, very good. Former unified cruiserweight champion. He boxed rings around Derek, in my opinion. Everyone's saying that was very close, but I can imagine Alexander Usyk's one of them fighters. He doesn't look much, or like you look on the outside and you think, oh, I could exploit that. But when you're in there in the ring, he'll do little things what you'd appreciate, and you won't get off. He'll be very undeceiving when you get in the ring. He'll probably fill you in with like a 10-punch combination or something. He's one of them, but like you said, I can't see him being the likes of Tyson Fury. I think the size difference. I think Tyson would just jab his head completely, and I really do. But people like 6'4", 6'5", don't know.
Derek Chisora, there was a lot of praise about his performance.
Oh yeah, you have to give him a lot of praise for the performance. His name is proper suited for him at War Chisora, because that's all he brings.
How far off do you think you are from a Derek Chisora?
Generally, I'm not Shane. I'd box any of them. If I got offered, I'd even box Usyk. The gospel's truth. If they offered it me and I had the right time for preparation, I'd box them. I'm not in this sport to cherry pick anyone. You know, if the right fight's there and I got the right time, right preparation, I'll box.
I can only imagine that you want to get back to fighting for the British title. Obviously, that is currently occupied by Danny Dubois, who goes in with Joyce later on this month. The last time I spoke to you about that fight, you were kind of on the fence of how that fight will go. Have you given that fight much more thought?
I'm still on the fence, believe it or not. I think a lot of people are writing Joe off. Don't get me wrong. If Daniel hits him, granted, it's going to be curtains. But on the other hand, what if Joe-Joyce hits him? Joe-Joyce, big man, 19.5 stone, 6'6", 6'7", and what I've seen on the videos, he's looking really, really good. And I don't know, under 6 you're going to favour Daniel, but over 6 with Joyce's continuous punching, because he throws a lot of punches and they're very heavy-handed continuously. So it'd be interesting to see. But Daniel's got the one big backhand, hasn't he? Exciting fight. It's a fight I'm looking forward to watch. But truthfully, I generally do think it's a 50-50 fight. Joyce has got the experience, all the WSBs, all the amateur fights. He's fought some good opponents like Brian Jennings, Bermain Devine, all them like that. They're all good resumes on his record. So it's going to be interesting. A very, very good fight.
Do you expect the winner to vacate the title?
I would imagine so. Truthfully, I can't see the winner holding on to the British and Commonwealth titles. I think the winner will be in line for a world title shot or mandatory position or somewhere along them lines. So I can't see the winner holding on to the British and Commonwealth. I could be wrong; they might want to, but I can't see it.
Moving on to something else which has happened recently, Deontay Wilder took to his social media to put out quite a controversial video, which has had quite a bit of a mixed opinion. And obviously, he brought up someone you know very well within Tyson Fury and brought back up the glove tampering accusation. What are your thoughts on his comments?
I think what he's doing, he's losing credibility now because he's come up with everything. Water was spiked, his trainer was against him, the referee was against him, the loaded gloves. What happened was Tyson just completely and utterly smashed him to bits. It happens. It all happens on the night. There's nothing you can do about that. All you got to accept is you got beat by the better man, come back stronger and go again. That's all he's got to do. There's no need to keep making excuses the way he's been. Let's say that Tyson's loaded gloves. You know as well as I do, Shane. In a British title fight, my British title fight, your gloves is checked continuously. That's the first and foremost. So God knows how many times it will be checked for a WBC heavyweight title fight. You know what I mean? Probably one of the biggest fights in history for God knows how long. So it'll never in a million years happen. He just got blitzed, and I don't think he can accept it. Is the thing. It's one of them. He should just take it on chin, come back, and do what he's got to do.
Do you think that third fight between them two will happen?
Could do. Can't see why not. Myself personally, I just want to see the big one, AJ and Tyson. Myself personally, if I had to choose, so if I see Tyson winning comfortably, I think it'll be another wilder fight. The second time round. That's what I think, anyway.
Before we go into them fights, it is looking highly likely that Tyson's going to be fighting on December 5th, and it's highly likely that his opponent's going to be Ajit Kabayel. What are your thoughts on that fight?
A good fight for him, obviously. Listen, Tyson. Look at Tyson's resume. I don't think he ducks anyone, so people can't really say ducks people. You know what I mean? Ajit Kabayel, former European champion, beat Chisora. Chisora just come off, lost to Cusack. Unbeaten fighter. So he can't really complain. He's a world-ranked opponent. Unless he's fighting the AJs or Wilders again, these are the people he'll fight. The world-ranked opponents. That's what's there.
Someone else who was in the lineup early on was Michael Hunter. Recently, he spoke to Boxing Social and announced that he'd fight Tyson Fury or Dillian Whyte for free. How legit do you think that statement is?
I wouldn't do it myself personally, but God, it's up to him, isn't it, if that's the way he feels. Fair play to him if that's the case. I wouldn't do it.
Is that that December 5th show? Is that the show that you're targeting to be on?
No, that one, not that one, mate. Hopefully one before Christmas. Hopefully, obviously if they get it over the line and stuff, it would be fantastic. But if not, like I said, in the new year or February or something, whenever the next show is, providing everything in the world's all right.
Well, I appreciate your time, Nathan, and I hope you stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day, mate.
Same to you, mate. Take care.